Hey everybody, welcome back to Jon-Bon Workshop. I am John, and this is part 4 of my workbench build. As you can see, the front of my workbench looks done. In the back, not so much. I need to build drawers back there, a set of doors to cover up the utility area of the workbench. Got a bunch of dust collection to do, and I'm gonna have to sand it down and putty all the holes and give it a paint job. So that's part 4 coming up right now. All right, I'm gonna get started with building the cabinet for the drawers. I actually moved a piece of blocking, this up and down, this vertical piece here, moved it over to the left a little bit so that I can get my cabinet in there a little bit deeper. I'm gonna make the cabinet to fit. And then I added this piece of blocking here for the edge of the cabinet so it'll sit on that footprint on the right hand side there. I just figured out dimensions and I guess I'll cut out the plywood. That's always fun. Here we go. Woo! Get to cut some plywood! I'm trying to figure out the spacing of my drawers. I'm going to have 4 or 5 inch wide drawers here. And so I just kind of cut 5-inch scrap and laid it out here. I have about 7/8 of an inch between, a 1/4 inch top and bottom inside the cabinet. So anyway, I'm just going to transfer these lines and I'll draw them, and then I'm going to go ahead and put my drawer slides on. So I got the spacing figured out on this side. I think what I'm going to do is just get a mark there, bottom of the drawers. Just transfer it. Let's make a mark. Same spot, this side. That way we know where the bottoms of the drawers are going to be. Line it back up here. The idea is just to have reference marks, just perfect, where to put the slide at. Alright, so I'm just going to line these up with just a 1/16 shy of the front of the cabinet, and then line them up where the bottom of the drawers will be, and attach them. Surprisingly, very square. Alright, this isn't the face frame for this side of the bench. It's an inner face frame that the doors are going to hang on, and then I trim the outside of that so that the doors look like they're inset. And I think we'll get some pocket holes drilled in these. I will drill some pocket holes in the back of this thing so that I can just stick it in there from the back side. Alright, I'm going to use this rigid next 5-horse vac for the dust collection in this thing with a dust stopper. Anyway, this vac is going to sit right here, and then my dust stopper will be over here, and hopefully it's easy to get it in and out to empty the bucket. So I'm going to mount this vacuum this way so the hose can run through this area right here into the dust stopper. So what I need is to put a piece of plywood bottom in this thing here for the vacuum to set on, so that's what I'm going to do next. I'm just going to scab in a couple pieces so that I have something to attach a bottom to that. Looking good. I think we might just finish this dust collection right now before we move on, because it's easier while there's no doors on here. So I'm going to round up some stuff. First thing we got here is I got to connect the vacuum, which is 1 7/8" to the top of this dust stopper, which is not 1 7/8". So I don't know where this came from. For whatever reason, it fits the vacuum pretty good. It's just a vacuum accessory of some sort. So I think this black pipe, this sewer pipe, fits that pretty good. This will plug in there, and then this will plug in. So that'll go to the top of the dust stopper. And then from there, out of the dust stopper, we got just a 2.5-inch hose. I'll have to connect it to this Y. One will go to the router, and the other one will go to the blast gate on this side for the sander. So that's the plan. It's a nice fit. Kind of the same thing here. I have my Y, my black pipe, which fits in there. This is the fitting for the router. I may have to give that a little sanding to get it to fit, but I think it will. And then I got a flexible hose that goes from this end of the Y up to the blast gate on this side. So I'm going to get that done, and I'll just give you a film tour whenever I get it done. This is the shop vac that runs the dust collection. It runs into the top of the dust stopper here. This is the vacuum out of the dust stopper. It goes in, plugs into the bottom of, right there, the bottom of the router. And it Ys off right there and goes up to a blast gate on the side of the bench. And that's pretty much it. It's simple. So in order to operate it, I mean, it is on a automatic vacuum switch, so the bottom plug in the side of the bench, if you plug the sander in there and plug the sander into the blast gate, open the blast gate, turn on the sander, it will come on automatic, same as the router. I think it'll work out good. Say I want to sand something, so I come over here and open the blast gate and plug my sander in. I turn my sander on. So now we got all this utility stuff done. Now, I guess we'll switch over here, build these drawers. I built these drawers once again using the quarter method. Since building the drawers in the front of the workbench like this, I've really come to like the simplicity. When the table saw is set up right, they fit together just right. Hey, that rhymed. And they're very, very strong. Piece of scrap plywood, 7/8 thick, which is half the width of the slide. So that'll be the center line to mount the inner slide on my drawer side. Easy breezy. All right, guys, well, I got the drawers in on this side. I'll switch over here and put the doors on my utility cabinet now. So I'm going to get those made, and I'll be back when I install. I recruited Bon to help me hold these doors in place while I put the screws to them. Sometimes a helping hand makes things a lot easier. Gonna cut some drawer fronts here. The bottom three will be the same size. The top one will be a little skinnier. So to figure these bottom three sides, I actually want under the drawer to be an actual 1/4 inch, because this will be a 3/4 piece in the bottom. So I'll have a 3/4 piece of trim, 1/4 inch gap, and then the drawer fronts will start. And I got 17 3/4, so I gotta figure I need 3/8 in spacing, so you can do the math. 17 3/4 minus 3/8, 17 3/8 divided by 3, and that's the height of the drawer, the bottom of the drawer. So got 20, it's 27 and a half. I'm going to leave an 1/8 inch spacing, so 27 3/8 by 5 3/4. We'll cut 3 of those, be right back, get those installed. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and drill the holes for the drawer holes that I'm going to use, which are these simple little drawer pulls. Anyway, they're 3 inches apart, the holes are. I don't know if you've ever used a Craig jig for this, but it is super simple. You just draw the middle of the drawer, and then the middle of the drawer this way, so that you have a cross in here. And you line the jig up here and here with center line, and then here with the center line, and then you just drill the holes out. Probably clamp it down and drill the holes out. I'm going to try to get these drawer fronts put on. The way I'm going to do that is stack up some shims here, represent trim, and this is paint stir sticks or spacing. Put this in place here. And then I drilled the holes for the hardware, and those are guides. I'm just going to install a couple pocket screws in here. Take these out. What's up? Install some screws inside. Well, I completely forgot about chamfering the front of these drawers here. When I realized my mistake, I was in there cussing myself, and the Bon part of Jon-Bon said, well, why don't you just take the drawer out, take it outside? Yeah, simple solution. All right, gonna do the other 3. Bonnie says, hi everyone, and I get started building the Make It Pretty outer face frame. Well, with that face frame on there, that pretty well finishes up the build part of this project. Next is to prep it for paint, which I haven't really decided what color to paint yet. I thought I was going to paint it black, but I'm not sure now. But at any rate, I'm just going to film some highlights of some prep for paint. I'm going to fill all the knot holes and all the gaps, get it smooth and pretty, and then I'll probably paint it with my Graco paint sprayer. So it's going to be fun. Well, these side pieces here where I've laminated the lumber, I thought about wrapping them, making them pretty, but I think I'm just going to use some wood putty and fill all the screw holes, and I'm just gonna, that deep groove there, I'm just gonna kind of fill it with some wood putty. Make it look good whenever I get it all sanded down and ready for paint. Well, this morning I've been stripping all the hardware off my workbench so that I can give this thing a proper paint job. As you can see, I got these hinges and whatnot I took off there. I put labels on them so I know where to put them back because I have them adjusted for that spot. So you probably want to do that if you take hinges off cabinets, because sometimes they're adjusted just right and you don't want to readjust them later. So tip of the day for you. So when I get this thing all prepped and ready to go, I'll take a picture so you can see what it looks like. I painted with exterior semi-gloss paint and primer using my Graco True Coat 360 VSP paint sprayer. This thing works great and saves tons of time. Little outdoor spraying. I got some nice weather today, so I figured I'd spray some of this outside. Gonna been back rolling this stuff once I spray it on. It just don't give very good coverage. I don't know why. So spray it on and back roll it. This side dry where it's warm. This thing turned out pretty awesome. I guess that's the end of my workbench build video. I actually finished this a couple weeks ago, and I've done a project since then. 4x6 work area has been awesome. The storage is awesome. Got all my tools organized in there, a lot of the tools, and so I'm real happy with the way it turned out. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I have a pretty cool video coming up you're going to want to see, and hit that bell so you know when it comes out. Thanks. See you next time.